Okay, everyone, we're going to take a look today at how to use MathGon Polypad's balance scale in order to solve equations with variables for multiplication and division. And I thought we could make this even a little bit more complicated, so I've chosen to do an equation that has two operations, both multiplication and addition. So the first thing we have to do is represent this 3x, so I'm going to use my favorite purple square to be 1x. So we actually need three of these because we need three x's. There we go. And we also have 4 on this side, and on the other side is 16. Don't forget to balance, like on my last video, I forgot. Balance this. It says it's balanced. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that 4. So I'm going to have to subtract 4 from each side, and you can just grab your 4. Okay, negate it, and I'm going to need two of them. So minus 4 on that side, minus 4 on this side. We're still balanced. All is good. Okay, so at this point, you can have students rewrite that. So now I've got 3x equals 12. Now, in order to balance this, I am going to have to divide by 3 to isolate x on this, and divide by 12 on this side to find out what just 1x is. Now, you can just have them say, okay, what is 12 divided by 3? And they can use inverse operation to figure out that it's going to be 4. If you have students that are still having trouble with that or just like to see it happen, you can actually split this apart, okay, and make it into 3 different groups. Now you can see it's kind of going out of the box there, so I kind of like to merge these so that it doesn't take up quite so much room. There we go. So now I've got 3x's equals 12, but my 12 is now broken up into 3 equal groups. So I can actually, there we go. And now we have x equals 4. Okay, let's take a look at division. This was um, fun times for me figuring out this one. Okay, so this first one right here, 12 divided by a equals 5, I would use some reasoning to help make this equation a little bit more simple. So sometimes I like to talk about triangle numbers, and they work, so multiplication and division are related. So we can go 3 times 4 equals 12. We can go 4 times 3 equals 12. We can go 12 divided by 4 equals 3, but also 12 divided by 3 equals 4. So when I look at that, 12 divided by 3 equals 4, or 12 divided by 4 equals 3, we can really just change the divisor and the quotient, and the equation is still going to be balanced. And so that is exactly what I'm going to do with this, because I don't like it like this. So I am going to go 20 divided by 5 equals a. So now really all I have to do is solve this side to balance with a. So this is going to be my a. I just have to find out what this is. 20 divided by 5. In my mind, I know that 4 times 5 equals 20. So I'm going to use my inverse operation. So I know that 4 equals a. And I can just grab um, a 4, put it on here. It doesn't say it's balanced, but I know it is because I solved it. There we go. Now, this second one right here, the a divided by 4 equals 20. Let's do that one so you can see what that might look like. Um, so what I did here is I took this a, uh, it says x, but x, a, it doesn't really matter what variable we use. And I know that, okay, when I divide a by 4, it equals to 20. So I'm actually going to divide this by 4. Okay, and so when I divided it by 4, that equals 20. That's what I know. Okay, um, but I don't want to know what a divided by 4 is. I want to know just what a is. So in order to figure that out, I am going to have to multiply this by 4, which means I'm going to have to multiply this by 4. So here we've got, when I multiply a divided by 4, now I've got just 1a, which is what we want. Okay, but you can see it's unbalanced. So I also need to multiply, oops, merge, multiply this by 4. And we can create that. So here we go. I now have a equals 80. Put it back into the equation to make sure it's right. So we have 80 divided by 4 equals 20. Yes, awesome. One other thing I'm going to show you really quick is that if you go into activities in Polypad, you can search. I search for balance scale here, and they come up with some pre-made activities. Don't forget that you can always save the templates, save it as a or share it as a link with your students, and it'll generate the student's own template to work on. So this is one that I found in there. I couldn't find this one again, but must be in there somewhere. The other thing I wanted to show you is Solve Me Mobiles. This is great for algebra as well. It throws you off a little bit because sometimes they'll have like two different, like if you go back to here, um, two different symbols, but because this is balanced right here, this has to also be 7. So as you can see, the complexity grows as you proceed through the puzzles, and they also have fractions for this too. So one of the cool features is there is a pen down here. So if I know that these are worth 2, I have 3 of them, so 3 times 2 right here. It's going to give me 6. There we go. And so that means that these two together must equal 6. Okay, I already know that this is 2, so this must then be 4. So when I type that in here, 4, oh, before I submit to check if it's right, you can also pull, oh, sorry, go back to pointing. You can also pull this down, and it gives it to you like in an equation form here. So let's submit and check. Ooh, I got it right. The puzzles, as I said, get progressively harder. So this is this is great for students who love a challenge.